So you've been assigned to a new project. You attend project-related meetings, but you notice that you're the only experienced one in the room. What are you going to do? I'm here to teach you what to do when you discover that your project leaders are juniors. These tips will not only help you make progress on your project, but will also assist you in collaborating with individuals who are uncertain of their roles. If you're new here, I'm Ace. I help BAs grow and succeed in their roles. So if you want to learn tips and tricks on how to grow your BA skills, start now by subscribing. Anyway, the first tip is about understanding their perspective. It's all about empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Remember, we were all juniors at some point. Their enthusiasm is their superpowers. Their fresh perspective can bring new ideas to the table. Embrace their energy and encourage them to share their thoughts. Never shoot people down. Let me share an example which happened to me in the past. When I worked as a senior BA in a company in the financial industry, the product owner that I worked with turned out to be a junior with no prior experience in the field. You can only imagine the new ideas that kept popping up during meetings, which often deviated from all the compliance and regulatory requirements that were already identified and documented. I've had separate conversations with the product owner to get him up to speed with all the requirements. However, one day, the product owner suggested integrating a system that is already used within the company, and it seemed like a great fit for the project. Instead of dismissing the idea, I asked him to elaborate further. Turns out that the product owner used to work for the vendor who supplied that system, and he knew that the functions would work because he understood the application like the back of his hand. And this is a classic example of the innovative thinking was just what the project needed. Next, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Communication is key, and it is the cornerstone of any successful collaboration. Keep things crystal clear, break down complex concepts into simple terms, and avoid jargon. This not only helps them understand better, but also promotes a transparent working environment. For example, when discussing project timeline with your project leader, instead of bombarding them with technical details such as explaining how an old web service sitting on an outdated server needs rewriting into the new microservices, and how various shared services receiving calls from different source components needs wrapping before implementing the next feature, try explaining the timeline into relatable analogies like planning a road trip. Just as before embarking on a 6-hour drive, you'd change the tires, you'd service the vehicle, you'd fill up the petrol, ensure a safe journey because the vehicle hasn't been maintained for the last 12 months. This approach makes it easier for newcomers to grasp your message and ensures everyone is on the same page. The next tip is to offer support, not solutions. As business analysts, it's natural to just want to swoop in with solutions. But hold your horses and let's take a step back. Instead, guide them in the right direction. Encourage problem solving by asking leading questions. This empowers them to think critically and find solutions on their own. For example, if your junior project leader is stuck on a task, instead of providing them the answer outright, ask probing questions like, what have you done so far? Or, what do you think is the main challenge here? This nudges them towards self-discovery. There's always a chance that these discussions might take longer than initially planned, but it's always best to resolve such issues at the outset. And as project leaders, once you begin asking these kind of questions, the next time they hit a roadblock, they'll have an idea of potential approaches. Do you believe that asking leading questions is a smart and effective approach? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Next is to inject some humor. Let's face it, work can get a bit serious sometimes. Lighten the mood with a sprinkle of humor. Share relatable stories or use light-hearted metaphors because laughter creates a comfortable atmosphere where creativity flourishes. Whenever I attend meetings with junior leaders, I always insert some light-hearted jokes or puns every now and then to bring smiles to people's faces. For example, I might say, I managed to finish this comprehensive process map because I had 7 shots of espresso this morning, so ideas just kept flowing. Or something like, who do I need to bribe to get this task unblocked with a pen that I accidentally nabbed from someone's desk? Or I might just bluntly break the ice by suggesting a 20-second break and then drop a dead joke. This approach not only boosts morale, but also make everyone more receptive to each other's ideas. And we're down to the last tip for today. Encourage collaborative problem solving. The magic happens when you combine your strengths. Leverage their enthusiasm and your experience to tackle challenges together. Create a safe space for open discussions and brainstorming sessions. For example, imagine you're facing a tight deadline with your junior project leader, and instead of imposing your plan, suggest a more collaborative approach. Say something like, how about we divide the task and then reconvene in a couple of hours to merge our ideas? This approach not only provides your project leader the time and space to think critically about specific topics, but also fosters autonomy. And there you have it. 5 essential tips to manage and collaborate effectively with junior project leaders. Working with junior project leaders doesn't have to be a daunting task. Remember, when you invest in their growth, you're also investing in the success of the entire team in delivering the project. Also keep in mind that this approach is typically more relevant at the start. Your junior leader, while new in their role, will consistently aim to grow and learn as you progress, so you won't be using these tips forever. If it does persist though, that's a different story that we can discuss in another session. Have you encountered something similar? Let me know in the comment section below whether the tips in the video work for you or you've employed other effective strategies. If you found these tips valuable, please like the video. Liking the video helps us reach other BAs who might be facing similar challenges. I'll catch you in the next video where we'll discuss how to effectively interview stakeholders and run workshops. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. See ya!